I'd like to tell you about myself. My name is Fadli and this is my presentation 7 San Andreas Fault. Let us watch. And this is a slide 2. The vocabulary: underlies, mendasari, engline, memancing, trans, parit, south, selatan, western, barat, eastern, timur, conjecture, dugaan. The next slide is a main idea. 1. The San Andreas fault line is a factor. 2. The San Andreas fault passes. The San Andreas fault line is a fracture at the confluence of two major plates of the Earth crust, one of which supports most of the North American continent, and the other of which underlies the coast of California and part of the ocean floor of the Pacific Ocean. The fault originates about 600 miles south of the Gulf of California, runs north in a regular line along the western coast to San Francisco, and continues north for about 200 more miles before laying off into the ocean. In place, the rest of the fault is marked by a trench, or in geological terms, a reef, and a small pond dot the landscape. Its western side always moves north in relation to its eastern side. The total net slip along the San Andreas Fault and the length of time it has been active are matter of conjecture, but it has been estimated that during the past 15 million years, coastal California along San Andreas Fault has moved by about 190 miles in a northwesterly direction with respect to the North America plate. Although the movement along the fault averages only a few inches a year, it is intermittent and variable. Some segments of the fault do not have moved at all for long periods of time, building up tremendous pressure that must be released. For this reason, tremors are not unusually along the San Andreas Fault, some of which are classified as major earthquakes. Also, for this reason, small tremors are interpreted as safe, since they are understood to be pressure the release without causing much damage. It is worth noting that the San Andreas Fault passes uncontrollably close to several major metropolitan areas, including Los Angeles and San Francisco. In addition, the San Andreas Fault has created smaller fault systems, many of which underlie the smaller towns and cities along the California coast. For this reason, Californians have long anticipated the resurgence of what they refer to as the Big One, a chain reaction of destructive earthquakes that would measure near 8 on the Richter scale, similar in intensity to those that occurred in 1857 until 1096. Such a quake would wreak devastating effect on the life and property in the region. Unfortunately, as pressure continues to build along the fault, the likelihood of such an earthquake increased substantially. And this is of the end slide is a conclusion. 1. The San Andreas Fault line is a fracture at the confluence of two major plates of the Earth's crust. 2. The San Andreas Fault passes uncomfortably close to several major metropolitan areas.